With Capcom's Resident Evil Requiem releasing in just a few weeks' time, it is no wonder fans are eager for any more details about this latest adventure. But having played the latest build of a demo in a media preview, we had come to understand that this is not a Resident Evil about getting stronger. It's about understanding when strength is no longer enough. In Requiem, fear doesn't come from just what's chasing you, it comes from what you leave behind. This demo continues directly from the previous experience we had with the game. It frames everything. What Capcom is building here isn't just escalation. It's contrast. Two protagonists, two survival mindsets, and one world that refuses to stay still. The demo opens with Leon as Kennedy, and immediately leans into heavy action. Gunplay is deliberate, melee finishes are brutal, and parries give Leon some degree of control. But the control never becomes comfort. Enemies are aggressive, they force movement and decision making. And Capcom directly addressed Leon's state of mind in our interview as well. Quote, "He's 49 in Resident Evil Requiem. Although he's often portrayed as this really cool character with a particular sense of humor, actually he has a really heavy burden. And that burden is felt constantly. Leon survives through experience, but not dominance. And Requiem's defining idea shows itself quickly and how that could affect gameplay. Eliminating enemies isn't just about getting them down. There is always the threat of mutation. And enemies like the blister heads don't just need to be killed. You need to deal with their heads properly, otherwise infection spreads. Cleared rooms can't stop becoming safe, and combat becomes an exercise in containment. Of course, Requiem is not just about Leon, and when we finally meet Grace briefly, they are torn apart almost instantly. And this is where our time with Requiem pivots, from power back into vulnerability. Taking control of Grace reshapes the game completely. She is not built for combat, so every sound you hear matters, and every space feels instantly hostile. Progression is driven by observation, environmental puzzles, and careful sequencing. And this is a deliberate positioning by Capcom for Grace. Quote, "Grace is a medium to which newcomers can experience the game and learn about the Raccoon City tragedy. She learns everything from zero. Here, players would learn that the only solution is to be patient. Horror that awaits isn't just about the enemies you face, it's about their behavior. Zombies follow routines from their former lives. These patterns may be unsettling, but they are ultimately exploitable. And Capcom describes this unpredictability as essential. Quote, "When we add this bubble of unpredictability, users cannot just blindly rush zombies. They have to actually think what each zombie does, and sometimes be scared about some of the things that they are doing. This bleeds into the risk and reward design of the game. As Grace, do you choose to run or fight? Disturbing new crafting system requires the use of infected blood, much of which you can get from defeating enemies. So blood samples that must be collected and analyzed, opening up new recipes that allow players to continue crafting even more powerful items. Choosing between fight or flight will ensure that your gameplay is different from someone else's. It is such design decisions that define Resident Evil Requiem. It isn't all about chasing spectacle, it's refining fear. Convergence and divergence of the two paths are what define Requiem. Leon's strength feels earned because Grace's vulnerability exists, and Grace's fear feels sharper because you have tasted power. They are surviving the same nightmare, but from opposite ends, and Capcom's philosophy is clear. It has taken a step back and gone back to the roots of the series. This classic survival horror, but evolved, and should be chomping at the bit to dive right in when Resident Evil Requiem releases on February 27, 2026.